Serving southern New Mexico, this is the award-winning KRWG-TV News 22, where news matters.
Good evening, everyone. I am Fabian Bonilla.
And I'm Samantha Dates.
Alcari Shitsad is next with the first look at the weather.
Thank you so much, Fabian. Starting this beautiful, beautiful afternoon, taking a look at outside of NMSU campus. So right now, sun is shining and the mountains are clear as day. And they're going to be like this for a while at the end of the month and starting our summer at a good start. So taking a look at those current conditions, skies are mostly sunny and clear today. Our temperature is at 77 degrees Fahrenheit and winds coming at you from the west at 5 miles per hour with 9 miles per hour of gusts. Humidity is very low at a low of 7%, and then a dew point also very low at 9 degrees, and that leaves our barometer at 29.98. Taking a look more into depth at those current conditions, skies are high of 79 and a low of 49. Taking a look at those high records, we had a high of 90 degrees in 1962 and a low of 30 degrees in 1972. There's no chance of rain for tonight, but that leaves our yearly rainfall at 0.83. But that's all I have for your current conditions, but I'll be back with your national forecast. Fabian, Sam, back to you.
As the cost of high living rises, many struggle to make ends meet. Prices for apartments and housing are at a high peak right now. Some are looking for alternative options. I was able to talk to someone who found a different type of deal. From April through October of 2023, Kalila's rent went up $80 a month, and that was just too much.
Well, actually, I used to pay about $1,000 without utilities, so it used to be very expensive to the point where I was unable to make payment.
And she's not alone. Apartmentlist.com reports El Paso's rent increased 3.7% during the past year.
And I just had to come up with the money.
An elderly couple advertised on Craigslist an RV for someone to live in. They have no need for it and want to put it for good use.
I actually only pay like $600 and all utilities are like included. So I don't have to spend much, only on like groceries and like gas, you know, or like whenever I go out. So pretty good deal. Didn't pay that much when I lived in the apartment, so.
Moving into an RV is just one of the alternative options people are looking for to maintain a livable lifestyle. Other options are getting a roommate, move to a smaller place like a studio, or move closer to your job to save on gas. Gabriela Jaime, our real estate agent, explains the reasons why rent is going up.
You know why? Because it's a growing city, a lot of people moving here, a lot of increase of new people, which drives up the prices.
But Kalila believes she has found a good deal.
Downsize, absolutely downsize. I'm like, a lot of people like to have a lot of materialistic things, but it's honestly much better to be minimalistic and less crowded.
2 candidates are running for office in the NMSU student government are expected to appear in front of the NMSU Supreme Court.
Presidential candidate Ala Alahaholi says she was wrongfully disqualified from the race due to the violations that she claims are false. She faced a total of 11 violations. She was disqualified by the elections board last Friday, along with her running mate, Elida Miller.
I'm doing this for the students. Their voices need to be heard. This is what they wanted. They wanted me to be in office. I'm going for them regardless of the toll that it's taking on me mentally and physically. I'm pushing and persevering and doing everything I possibly can to make sure that this unjust system doesn't continue to happen at this university.
Alaholi says that if her hearing goes in her favor, she will work to make sure no other NMSU student has to go through what she did. And News22 reached out to the NMSU elections office where they gave us a statement that says, "We are uncomfortable with making any statements regarding these unresolved issues at this time. The elections department will be making a public statement after official results are released."
Stay tuned, Alcari will be back with your national weather forecast.
But first, an Aggies Iron Chef Challenge. More on that when News22 continues. Welcome back. You're watching News 22 Tuesday,
where news matters.
The culinary scene is growing more competitive here in Las Cruces, and now we're starting to see cooking competitions like Iron Chef. Recently, I went to see one of those competitions, and it's just as exciting as those on TV. It's called 575 Food Fights, and Andres Sanchez says the hardest part of the competition was the time crunch, finishing 2 dishes in 60 minutes.
It was the hardest thing to do, for sure. Just the last few minutes of every single round.
The ingredients they had to use were chips, syrup, and chili peppers. And the chips were the real problem.
The chips threw me off.
Actually, everything wasn't too crazy except the chips. I really struggled to figure out what to do.
This was the first time the competition was held in Las Cruces.
And when I moved here, one of the things I missed was that chef community. So I was like, I'm going to start this down here. We're going to build that chef community and really get that culinary community started. So
this was the first competition for Andres. He's been working in restaurants since he was 15.
I started off as a waiter.
He hopes this will help him find a career in the back where they make the food. This is likely to be the first of many future food fights on campus.
It sure was a beautiful today in Las Cruces.
It was. I'm wondering what's going on in the rest of the country. Alcari, what do you have for your national forecast?
Thank you so much, Sam. So today's forecast calls for much of the same. It's getting hot, 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 and not so much rain here in the U.S., but we will be seeing some winds at the end of the month. But yes, our highest is in Tampa, Florida, and our lowest in Maine, Caribou. But taking a look at my next map, April has been busy and severe for weather and thunderstorms. 74 tornadoes around Oklahoma and the Ohio areas, and it is the 3rd week in a row that rash of severe thunderstorms in the U.S. have been indicated. But there's nothing to be worried about. There's no red indicated around here, so don't worry about that. But the south and the southeast have been experiencing some tornadoes around this area. But that's all I have for your national forecast, but I'll be back with your local forecast after the break. Welcome back, everyone. I'm Alcari Shersa, and let's go ahead and take a look at those local temperatures. So taking a look at Farmington at 67, Santa Fe at 65. New Mexico is going to be seeing some high to lower 60s to lower 80s around the land of enchantment, but Roswell at 82 degrees, and last but not least, Deming at 80 degrees. Taking a look at tomorrow's weather in New Mexico, Farmington at 76 and 72 degrees in Santa Fe. And Roswell at 90 degrees. So we're getting a little bit warmer, same but different. And last but not least, 88 degrees in Las Cruces and Deming at 85. Taking a look at those neighboring cities, Alamogordo tonight will have clear skies. We'll see that most neighboring cities, but tonight will be a low of 48 degrees, and tomorrow a very nice high of 83 degrees with sun and shining. Through the consequences, tonight we'll have a low of 50 degrees with clear skies, clear conditions, and tomorrow a high of 87 degrees with nice and sunshine. And Silver City, tonight we'll have a low of 43 degrees with clear conditions as well, and tomorrow we'll have a high of 77. And last but not least, Las Cruces, tonight we'll have a low of 49 degrees, so it's still pretty chilly, and tomorrow a high of 88. That's all I have for your local temperatures, but I'll end your local with your 5-day forecast. Back to the desk for more news.
And Jose Munoz is back with your sports.
Thanks, guys. Coming up in sports, NMSU baseball is slowly finding their winning ways. You can toss that remote because News22 Sports is next.
This is KRWG-TV News 22 Sports.
Welcome back. I'm Jose Munoz, and let's talk sports. NMSU baseball is coming off a 2-1 series this past weekend at Middle Tennessee and continuing their road trip to Tarleton. In Game 1, Aggies took it to extra innings, coming out on top 15-12, while in Game 2, the Blue Raiders controlled the game, defeating the Aggies 10-9. In Game 3, the Aggies got their revenge, destroying the Blue Raiders 9-1, as the Aggies are currently playing Tarleton, where you can catch the match on ESPN+. NMSU softball is on a heater, winning 3 straight after recovering from last week's disaster to Arizona, and are currently playing in-state rival UNM. The Aggies welcomed FIU last weekend on a 3-day matchup, ending in a clean sweep for the Aggies. In Game 1 on Friday, the Aggies finished off FIU 9-6. In Game 2, ended early in the 5th inning with the Aggies giving it their all, winning 8-0, and the final game on Sunday, 9-5. The Aggies are currently playing the Lobos on the road and will travel to Lynchburg, where they will take on the Liberty Flames starting Friday. The New Mexico State women's tennis team is getting ready for a Conference USA tournament in Miami, Florida. The regular season ended on Sunday when they fell to the UTEP Miners. During their very last practice before the weekend matches, they said goodbye to 2 seniors. Georgia Townsend is from Brisbane, Australia, and Natsuki Nishimura is from Japan. They said their goodbyes this Saturday on their senior ceremony.
I had such a fun time. I loved all of it, the whole experience, and I'm really thankful for everyone and how supportive the entire community is. I've made some friends and connections that I will keep forever.
Yeah, just thank you, especially Emily. Like, I was not really a good player this team, but like she always there for me, and she was doing for everything, and I just really appreciate it.
Townsend hopes to pursue a career in the film industry, and Nishimura will move to Hawaii to work in a Japanese restaurant. She hopes to stay in the U.S. And that's all for sports tonight. Join us for more sports action tomorrow. Still ahead on News 22, Alkari will be back to take a look at your 5-day forecast.
Let's take a look at our top stories.
People in El Paso are looking for alternative living options as the rent prices surge. 2 candidates running for AS NMSU officers are expected to appear in front of the AS NMSU Supreme Court. And various food competitions and is changing the culinary scene here in Las Cruces.
Now, Gadi is next with your 5-day forecast.
Thanks, Sam. So taking a look at the 5-day, our temperatures are going to be 88 on Wednesday with sunny and very warm skies and clear skies of 51 degrees. Thursday, we're going to see mostly sunny and very warm skies with 91 degrees with a low of 56. With partially cloudy and mild skies. And then Friday, same conditions at 91 degrees and sunshine and very warm with the low of 57. And Saturday and Sunday, we'll have a high of 86 and 84 and lows of 50 with lots of sunshine. Perfect day for a car wash. Sam, Fabian, back to you.
That's all for News 22 Tuesday. Thank you everyone for joining us tonight.
Tune in tomorrow night for more news. I am Fabian Bonilla.
And I'm Samantha Dates, and from the whole News 22 team, Fabian, Alcari, Jose, and myself, good night.
This news brief in Español is brought to you by Noticias 22, Spanish language news for southern New Mexico and West Texas. Noticias 22.
Muy buenas tardes, les saluda Sagra Sánchez y sean bienvenidos a las breves de hoy con Noticias 22. Funcionarios del condado de Doña Ana dicen que el agua en Sunland Park es segura para beber. A pesar de que la compañía de agua, la Autoridad Regional de Servicios Públicos de Camino Real, no pasó una prueba de muestra de arsénico y tiene 10 violaciones activas para el agua potable del estado de Nuevo México. Los residentes se han quejado de que el agua ha causado irritación de la piel, caída del cabello y otros síntomas. Los funcionarios del condado dicen que asegurarse de que el agua se asegura es una prioridad antes de seguir adelante con la expansión residencial. Eso ha sido todo por mi parte. Muchas gracias por acompañarnos y no olviden seguirnos en nuestras redes. Nos encuentran como Noticias 22. Bonita noche.